Hey, yo, what's good? Check it out. This your boy Elder Sensei, one half of the legendary Artifacts. You are right now in tune to my man Tim Einenkel at the library on rapstation.com. Let's get it popping, y'all. Artifacts. Peace, Elder Sensei. I'm out.
I load my backpack with spray paint and markers to spark the tagging up a trip. I catch the path, take a trip to the train yard to think back when I used to write that. Used to hit, had all the mad color tips. Breaking was my thing. I used to...
Formerly of the influential hip-hop group Artifacts, legendary Elder Sensei joins me now on the library on rapstation.com to discuss his newest album with the Immortals Project called Rogue Agents. Hip-hop god Elder Sensei, thanks for coming on the show.
No doubt. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So the Immortal Project, obviously featuring you, is titled Rogue Agents and is entirely produced by Duplicuts. Off the back, I guess, how did you guys link up to kind of start the Immortals Project?
Well, I've known Duke for a minute now, a good 5 years. I met him through a mutual friend, Soul Wallace, and we got together. We did the first EP. I mean, it was more or less, I won't say we threw things together, but we didn't have the chemistry we have now, so it was more or less an experiment, and it actually did kind of good, in retrospect of what we was trying to accomplish, because we didn't really have an idea of what was, we were going to do. We had a direction, but nothing like the direction we have now, and I think that came through, just spending time with each other. We was on the road at A3C Festival a lot, and they had the unique square bus where they had a studio on there. We did a couple of mix CDs with that. And, Duke was doing the mixing. He was in the, working the booth and working the board, and we was in there recording along with a couple of other people. So I think, on the road, we was pretty much I think for the next project, we're going to do something totally different from the last one. And I guess from gelling together and getting a certain chemistry, we actually had a theme to go on as far as what we're doing right now with the Rogue Agents album, because that's what we didn't have on the first EP.
Right. Actually, I wanted to get into that. As we mentioned, the name of the album is Rogue Agents. So kind of, if you could talk about why did you guys name it that? And also, I know in the jacket of the album, there was an explanation of the purpose of the album. Can you talk about the purpose of the album and why did you guys feel that it was important to release an album with this purpose at this time in your career, or actually in the music industry?
Well, I think with the climate of the industry and the music we're going through right now, there's so much out there, and a lot of people still don't have enough information on a lot of music that's out there. Whether it be an artist like myself, whether it be a Rock Marciano, a lot of people still come to me like, yo, AG, when they hear songs with me with certain people, they're like, wow, he's still rocking? And it's I feel like you guys just don't understand, these people that you ask me about, if they still working or not, they all still working, because I feel like that's when I say they don't have the information to gain the knowledge of what they're missing. So I feel like with what me and Duplicuts doing, I figure we really, looked at it as on some, also a giant Tom Clancy books, Siphon Filter games, Metal Gear Solid, just pretty much anything we felt Jason Bourne, just the theme of going to we coming to the people to let them understand that there's a lot of stuff out there that you're missing out on, but in order for us to show you, we have to do it in this way. And it's almost in a forceful tactic to, get the attention, because really that's how it used to be anyway. We trying to come from a time where, things were aggressive in the music. It was driving, the sounds were different. It wasn't trying to sound like everybody else's music. So we breaking apart from what everybody else is doing, but still having a formula of what we know we have to do. But because it's today, because people are not used to that, and they hear certain records today, and they get excited. But I'm like, look, that's how it's supposed to be. Whether it be a Kendrick Lamar, whether it be is a lot of MOP, they still rock how they supposed to rock, because that's what people know them to be. So it's we feel as though in order for them to understand that fully, that's the reason why we chose the title Rogue Agents, because we knew, we come any way that we came like last time, like people don't even realize we had an EP out because of this record now. So now they're going to go back and backtrack, to see what we did on that one. But then they'll also see the growth because we this time out we had to let them know like, all right, there's a lot that we're doing, but it's just that we got to forcefully feed everybody that we're doing it.
Cool. On the first track of the album, Let's Get Free, it features Sadat X.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my man, Duplicate, Sensei. That X, give it to him. What? Smasher. Yeah. Hit him out. Yeah. Immortals Project. That's right. Give it to him. Written to all surgical and songs workable. Programmed to certible support from a circle. Audible. JSL compound affordable. All feelings mutual. Big sounds recordable. Bang and announce. Slang and announce. Ebonically bounce. Economically we count. Bars off stars. Flagrant road agent charge. Flashing law bombs. Contagious by far. Maximum bill.
I think one thing I really liked about the track, I mean, there's many things I liked about the track, but the last part of the track where you're talking and you kind of, you say that this album is representing your current fans, but also representing fans that just don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen to some artists that are just kind of, they've gotten to the point, and it's nothing against them, but they've gotten to the point where there's, I don't want to say they sound burnt out, but they just sound content or complacent to where they are. Right. And like, if Joe Schmo is not going to listen to my album, then F him. If the critic doesn't like my album, then F him. That type of mentality. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, you've obviously been doing this for a while, and we all appreciate it. How do you not become, I guess, complacent in your listenership or your fans? Like, what keeps you from wanting to reach more fans?
I think it got a lot to do with touring. Because when you get to see the people. There's a lot of people, like, it's weird, man. It's like, I've been to Japan 3 times. My third time was this past year. And it was more people that came out to see me than the other times I was there. And the first time I was with Artifacts. Second time I came by myself. But I didn't realize how much I did when I was there because when I came back in 2013, a lot of people that I met from that in 99 was coming to me like, you remember me? You did this. I told them everything. I remember everything. But for them, a lot of people that came to the shows was like, either hit me on my Instagram or my Facebook, like, I'm coming to your show. This is the first time I get to see you perform live ever. But I also get to see how it feels to have a 90s artist in my face because he said, I'm looking at your YouTube page, the videos and stuff, and I'm feeling like maybe he's going to do this tonight. And I was laughing because that's what they expected. He expected that. Like from what I've been doing and from my past to now. So I feel like I still have a lot to prove. Not saying to myself, still doing music, but sound wise and lyrically and just being an artist, you can never say you want to stop or should get complacent because you're challenging yourself to have these people, it's pretty much like you trying to be a president or trying to be get people to vote for you. You're trying to get these people to understand, like, I don't care what era I come from, I can perform in front of a lot of people. Half the crowd going to be my age because they know I'm coming, but half of the crowd going to be young. And they might have heard a lot of Elder Sensei songs, but some of them never probably heard the Artifact songs. So if I'm doing those songs, they'll come to me after the show like, yo, what songs was that? Like, yo, I was from when I was in my group. You know what I'm saying? So because the times change so fast and because there's so much out there, if you don't, I remember this dude at the label when I was on Atlanta, he told me, if you're as good as your last record. So I would want, if I have a hot record out one year, you can't take a break. I've done that before, where I put out an album in 2002, didn't come with another album until 2006. But in between, I was still touring. In between, I was still doing singles, doing features, but people still call me, and I hope that is because of what I've built as a resume. That's the reason why people still hit me on certain joints like Silent Someone, Lab 82s, and the Just Begun joint with DJ Doom with Nutso and Lost Professor. I feel like I've got like a lot of fire under my ass. I hope I can say that
Yes.
But I got a lot of fire up underneath me right now, and it just, you know, I want to show that, you know, it's not all what people hear on the radio, and there's only a handful of cats from my era that's still out there working as it is. So I'm just really just trying to keep the brand out there and actually build it up, because I've learned a lot since I've been off of a major label. I've done a lot more since I've been off a major label. I've learned that it's really just what you put into it. You can be your own manager, you can be your own agent, but at the end of the day, it reflects on who you are. And if you're a hustler, if you're a grinder in this music game, that's, you know, what I try to personify and what I do in music. And that's pretty much in a nutshell without rambling.
Y'all done started something. Say what? He went in on that. Understand we got history. We go back. He done been in the basement. Yeah, understand that. I'm talking about them early years, them World War years. He's messing with that. He's not playing right now. That's my man right there, Sensei.
In conclusion, made in dark seclusion, solitary confinement away from all confusion. Self-improvement, many rappers are losing. Fantasy lead squeeze, not many for the choosing. My spirit never broken, I'm never soft-spoken. Load up and pimp smoking while all potent. I got the girl open, flirting to make emotion. Purpose to have commotion, squirting from approaching. Word breakers, bomb kids, and dudes sponsored. All states conquered and blowing all monitors. Jersey monster, famous to make the latest. To make them go ageless, lyrically outrageous. Maintain the status and craft is eclectic. Athletic as beats to each, well respected. I never stand corrected, cause it's the right motive. Right recipe, right time, and right focus.
I think that we did a good job in representing, you know, our listeners and our fans. So, you know, and hopefully the new fans that we're going to gain, because a lot of people...
I read on the Bandcamp page, you know, the first song that you and Duplicuts kind of put together was On the Rise. So I was just wondering, like, how did that track come together, and then what did you want the listeners and, you know, fans to get from this track?
When Duplicuts gave me the track, I was like, whoa, okay. You know, I sat with it for a second, because what he knows attracts me are the drums. Then what I heard was those horns. And I just heard the hook. That was the first time in a long time I heard a beat where I thought of doing the hook first rather than writing around.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was like when that hook came, I heard just something going with the, and I was like, okay. So I just wrote the hook quickly before it got out of my head. But once it's so like action packed, it's so like driving in a car fast, not trying to get away from somebody, but trying to see how fast you can go.
Right.
It's like theme music, you know. It's like you know. I wanted, anytime I hear a certain track like that, like, it make me feel like, all right, if somebody else had this beat, if somebody hear this song, I want them to feel like, ooh, if I had this beat, I would probably do the same thing or more. But it's that I have to take them on that journey to say, but look, I got it, so look, this is what I'm going to do. And a lot of times, that's what I think about, you know, it's for me with that song, it's just like how the video looks like. I feel like I saw explosions in my head, and they were just coming out. But I just always try to inform the listener, like, yeah, I'll be informative and I'll stick up for my culture, but at the same time, there's always going to be venom spewed and battle verses and lines in there that'll stick to you and make you feel like, ooh, okay, you know, you want that person, even when you're at the show, you want them sitting in the front of you with their stink face and their eyes is closed and they just got that, oh, you heard what you just said? So if you can't get that out of the listener or out of the person in front of you in the crowd, or just even this fan walking up to you saying they like your stuff and they appreciate what you're doing, that's totally what it is. And that whole song is wrapped up like, you know, I just felt like, and when I gave it to Duplicuts, I recorded it twice. The first time I did it, I didn't like it because I didn't feel like I was going in hard enough. So I was like, nah, we're going to do this over. And I did it again, and it came out that way. I left it alone.
Yeah. Immortals Part 2. Yes. More Jersey-ish. Duplicuts, Elder Sensei. Let's go. Immortalized, revered. Lyrics are commandeered, necessary and flawless. We simply out of here. Me and Duper like beer and piffery, special delivery. Favor to cater many specifically. Targeted marketing, sniper appetite bossmen. Charles Bronson martyred them, bodies laid and chalked in. Walking harmful spews like ladies of the view, I'm hard to chew. Versatile arsenal built to murder you. Circle my verses like multiple choice, the ultimate voice. 4 inches taller than Royce. You see, I campaign for prowess and money in the power. Respect the ready game because I put in mad hours. Dumb me down, my flows straightened up and narrow, but still deadly potential like guns and long barrels. Jersey street shadows alert and leave my signature on my grizzly formations, and heat is what we giving ya. Immortals on the rise, that's run and hide. We got that shit you expect and reppin' worldwide. Why? Yeah. Sick in my mind, committed, spit in my lines. Considered heavy hitter through conception of time. Bread is in need, low piece of drip from my walls. Socks with drawers, addicted since the 85 ball. All in the budget, if my wrist ain't studded. You see I'm star-spangled and angled, your girl